Beep beep, I'm on the highway right now. Hey, can't talk, I'm on the highway right now. I choked on my spit. Yo, world it's your boy Gaby, and we are back again with this beautiful, wonderful 2024 Xpro Titan. This particular one right here is sold, but if you would like to get one for yourself, there's an email address in the description of this video, or just leave me a comment or something. I'll see it. I read every comment. So I did a video on, I believe, the 2022 Xpro Titan a couple years ago, and this is the new updated 2024. So it shares a lot of similar characteristics to the Templar. Essentially what the Titan is a bare bones version of the Templar 250 that isn't street legal as it stands. You can convert these to street legal, but as it stands right here, this particular one is not currently street legal, but it's not impossible to make it street legal. So there are a lot of similarities between this bike and the Xpro Templar. In the front, you have the same front mudguard as the Templar, and if any of these stickers look a little bit weird to you, it is because the protective film is still on this. You have a 80/121 front tire, the same front tire that is on the Templar 250. This is a really nice 21-inch front tire. I am still running my stock 21-inch with the same air on my 2022 Templar 250. Up the front, you have the exact same disc and front brake setup as the Templar 250s. I believe all of the Templars and Titans from this particular era use this front brake. I know past Titans used a different front brake, which I talked about pretty extensively in my last Titan video, but I believe they've now all kind of merged together to using this front brake. This is the exact same front fascia as the Templar 250 5-speed front fascias, not the same front fascia as the 6-speed or the DLX. You do have mounting holes for turn signals if you did want to make this street legal, but this is a DOT light right here with high beam and low beam. So no difference there other than there isn't turn signal. Another thing that's a little bit different between the Titan and the Templar is the handlebars are a little bit different, the layout of things. The bars themselves are the same, but your amenities are a little bit different. As I said before, this is a bare bones version of the Templar, essentially. So there is no speedometer, no mileage gauge, no RPM gauge. This would actually be a really good bike for a jump bike. If you wanted to have a build that's mainly focused on doing jumps, this would be a good bike to do it because there isn't a lot of things to break. How you turn on your headlights is actually through the ignition. So you turn your key, one click, now your bike is on. You can start your bike, right? Or you click it a second time and that turns your headlights on. And it starts just like it normally would, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's a pretty neat feature and neat way of doing things. And then you turn it back 2 clicks to turn it off. You have the same clutch that is on the 2024 Templars, same exact setup. You have the compression lever choke, which I think is so cool, and I wish more motorcycles did that. Over here you have your kill switch, which is more like a traditional style dirt bike. You have your full face guard so you don't knock your teeth out. You have your windowed throttle, which is a quarter turn throttle, just like the other Xpro products, really nice. Essentially, it's the exact same layout of frame as the Templar, but there are a few differences where it looks like they've done a little bit of strengthening rigidity by adding some creases to this. All the welds are super strong and it's really nice, but it should be noted that the frame looks like it's been strengthened in some places. Xpro, I found, really listens to what their customers have to say, and they implement changes all the time to make these bikes better. The frame on this one looks really good. This is also the same seat that's on the Templar 5 speeds, but not the DLX and 6 speeds. They use a slightly different seat, but this is the single bolt 10mm seat. So one big difference between these two bikes is this runs a slightly different engine than the Templar. This is a 4-stroke 236cc, where the Templar 250 is a 249cc. Both are classified as a 250, and the difference between them is debatable. It really isn't that big of a deal. Like, you're not going to feel the difference between these because you can only really go as fast as your gears, and the gearing of these two bikes are identical. So this one is a little bit lighter weight wise, but power wise technically it is a little bit smaller of a cc, but in my opinion you would never really feel the difference unless you put this on a dyno and then you're just looking at a computer and then you're just subconsciously feeling it because you know. One big difference between the Templars is this Titan has passenger foot pegs. Look at that. And they super get in the way of your feet and cut your ankles. Plastics are exactly the same as the Templar plastics, so if you ever break anything, you can replace it with Templar plastics or vice versa. You have the exact same amount of teeth on the rear sprocket, same chain. Everything is super nice. You have the same rear tire as the Templar, which I got a ton of life out of this rear tire and probably would still be using it if I didn't do so many burnouts. Like I said before, the Titan is a non-street legal version, so you don't need a taillight section. But normally there is a subframe with a plate holder and a taillight and turn signals and stuff like that. So you have the exact same exhaust setup as the Templar, which looks very, very nice and sounds beautiful. This is slightly quieter, it seems, than the Templar, maybe because of the very minuscule cc difference, or maybe I'm getting deaf. You have the exact same Kickstarter that's on the Templars right here, which is very nice. And then, like I mentioned before, if this is your first time seeing one of these bikes, the left side foot peg is spring loaded and the right side is not, so that your Kickstarter doesn't get in your way. Because if you try and kick it right here, you won't be able to turn it over all the way because that's in the way. And the exact same muffler that's on the Templar, the exact same rear brake, the exact same pretty much everything except for a couple things. So if you're looking for a slightly more budget-friendly version of the Templar and you aren't concerned about riding on the street, this would be a great option. Also, if you're looking for an affordable jump bike, this would also be a great option. I've made changes to my own personal motorcycle to make it more bare bones like this, to focus it more to jumps. When in reality, I probably just could have bought this, which would have been more tailored to the way I wanted to ride anyways. So I think this is a great bike. Get one of these for myself, actually. I actually really like this a lot. He's leaving. All right, guys, so with all that being said, I think that wraps things up here for today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and let me know your thoughts on this beautiful 2024 Titan down in the comments of the video. If you'd like to get one of these, send us an email, reach out, and I'd be more than happy to build you one. Okay, bye.
Give us a decent wave. Whoa. Wow.